We welcome everybody back to some Out of the Park. Just please make sure to announce it in Discord so that those streaks can continue. Yes, absolutely. It would replace one of the currently scheduled streams, Stuart. So it's not like the schedule would change. It's just instead of it being like an officially numbered stream, it would just be labeled as a test stream. That's all. Um, but yes, I will definitely make a note to announce that in Discord. That's a good point. Right. Um, gotta right. I had to remember I don't have my. I need to remember that I do not have. I have a Kamisha stream up on the phone and not my own. So if I look over at my phone, it's not my own chat. I should probably change that. Kamish is doing his EMLB draft, and I have a community created player that is actually in that draft. And I am hoping, because he's doing the first 3 rounds of his draft on stream, I am hoping he gets drafted on stream. But the draft prediction put it at literally like either the 3rd or the 4th round, and he's doing the first 3 on stream and the 4th and the 5th off. So gonna be a tight one, I think. Anyway, um, right. Welcome everybody back to some Out of the Park. It is the 30th of July in the year 1871, and it is the penultimate game in July. It is the 10-10 New York Mutuals coming fresh off a big win versus the Fort Wayne Kekiungas, and they are taking on another big division rival opponent, the Rockford Forest Citys, who are 14-11. And that is this is a big game in the National League. Rockford, if they win this game tonight, will take sole possession of the National League pennant race by a half a game over Chicago. And of course, that'll be like one of the first changes we've had in the standings in the National League in terms of at the top. For over a month or two in game, Chicago's kind of been there leading the way, and then everybody else has kind of fought. And now Rockford with a chance to jump out ahead. Of course, if Chicago turns around and wins their next game, it'll be level again. But still, Rockford have a chance to get on the front foot. This is the 26th game of the season for Rockford, which means they will have just 6 games left after the conclusion of this one. New York, this is going to be their 21st. They will have 11 as we continue the march in towards the postseason. We are getting close to the final third of the season. Only about 2 in-game weeks away from that final third of the season. So, should be a good one here. Let's start with the lineups. Welcome back, Ducky. I'm going to give him the slip and take a sip of the rare old Mountain Dew. Where is that from? Let's go over the starting lineups with the visiting New York Mutuals. Leading off will be Mike McGarry. He is batting .281, 6 RBIs. The second baseman is 0 for 4 versus McBride so far this season. Steve Bellin, the third baseman, batting .361, 12 RBIs so far this season, 2 for 4 versus McBride. Cal McVeigh, the big hitter tonight for New York Mutuals. He has got 13 RBIs, 1 home run. He is also 3 for 5 versus McBride with a .354 average overall, is the catcher. Henry Burroughs bats fourth, left fielder, batting .229 RBIs so far this season, 1 for 5 versus McBride. Ronnie Walters is in the 5 spot. The pitcher has got .250 average, 11 RBIs. He is 0 for 4 versus McBride this season. Art Allison is in the 6th spot. The switch-hitting center fielder, batting .322, 8 RBIs so far this season. He is 0 for 5 versus McBride. It's Big Benny. Let's give him in. Bobby! Good to see you, Bobby. Welcome in. Charlie Pabor is in the 7th spot, the right fielder, batting .261, 13 RBIs so far this season. He's 1 for 5 versus McBride. George Ewell, the first baseman, bats in the 8th spot. He's on a cold streak. He's batting .133 with 5 RBIs so far this season. And he is yet to take an at-bat versus McBride this season. Groningen made it into the European playoffs, but they're playing my other Dutch team, Ajax. Oh boy, that's better than my football clubs. The Union drew last night. Like at one point in the game, Bobby, it was like the 70th minute. Columbus had 3 shots, only one on goal, one on target, a .06 xG, and it was the goal. Like, and we had close to 1 xG, and we were tied 1-1. It finished 1-1 last night. But the Union drew last night 1-1. And West Ham lost today. They're down. West Ham's down. There's no other way about it. They're down. And if Spurs win on Tuesday, it's official. They're down. In fact, I think if Spurs even get a point with the goal difference, I think it's pretty much because the goal difference Spurs is -6, West Ham's is -20. So it's curtains. Yeah, it's been curtains. I've said we're going down for a few weeks now. It's curtains. Dutch League went mad today. Please explain. Pete Donnelly, the shortstop, settling in. Or I'm sorry, he's the 9 spot. 284 average with 13 RBIs. He's 1 for 5 versus McBride so far this season. You got your wish, Cully. West Ham are going down. You got your wish. So, I'm sorry, Benny. It is what it is. It is what it is. I still think it should have been Forrest with that owner, but our owners don't have their ass in a hole in the ground. I didn't want it to be mean. It just couldn't be us. I understand. Fun fact: the goalkeeper is the son of Ronald Koeman. Yeah, and he scored, didn't he? Yeah. Telstar needed at least a draw or win to stay up. Up steps up the bloody goalkeeper to take the penalty 2-1 win, and he bangs it in. And like Milk said in our Discord, he still has more goals than Raheem Sterling. For the Rockford Forest Citys, Cap Anson will lead things off. Third baseman, batting .383, 15 RBIs. He's 2 for 7 versus Valters so far this season. Thank you for the alert, Thomas. George Hall, I want to see real quick with Mixed Up Bot. Do the redeems do not come into chat? Yeah, the redeems don't show up in chat. Okay, on Mixed Up Bot at least. Don't rate Sterling anyway. Plays for bloody failure. I have not rated Sterling for years. George Hall is in the 2-spot left fielder, batting .294, 21 RBIs, 4 home runs. He's 1 for 6 so far this season versus Valters. Russ Barnes bats in the 3 spot. The second baseman batting .351, 14 RBIs so far this season. He's 2 for 5 versus Valters. Lip Pike is the big bat here in the lineup. The right fielder in the 4 spot, batting cleanup. He's got a .336 average. Look at his OPS, his on-base plus slugging percentage. That's a 1-1-14. Like that's an 11-14. That is insane. He has got 8 big flies with 28 RBIs, both of which lead all of baseball. And he's 2 for 6 versus Valters so far this season. Welcome in, G&G. I don't know about happy G&G. Neither football club won this weekend. So, and I think West Ham are down, man. We need a miracle from Chelsea. Joe Start. I'm sorry, Doug Allison, the catcher's in the 5 spot. He's batting .319, 23 RBIs so far this season. He's 0 for 6 versus Valters. I'm also shattered, by the way. I did yard work this month. The reason I was late or I had to push stream back 4 hours is because I went out there and did yard work. So we got mulch, and I had to mulch part of the front. I don't have enough to do all of the front. But I had enough to do one side of the pathway, the walkway, or the pavement, whatever you want to call it. It's not a sidewalk because it doesn't go out to the street. But I did one side of that with the mulch, pulled up some weeds, and then I went on the treadmill and I did an hour on the treadmill, and then I immediately went up and showered. So like, my body is like, holy shit, dog. Right in the 6th spot is Joe Start, the first baseman. He's batting .350, 10 RBIs so far this season, 3 for 5 versus Valters this season. It'll be George Bird, the 7th spot, in the 7th spot. Center fielder batting 267, 15 RBIs. He is 1 for 3 versus Walters. But I hope you're all well, Bobby. Hope you're doing good. Ducky, Coley, G&G, Stewart, all of y'all. Hope you're all doing well. About to play FH6 for the first time. And it's in Japan. Lovely jubbly. I've seen some streams of it. It looks fun, but then again, I'm looking at it like, what is different than FH5? It just looks like FH5 reskinned. But maybe I don't know. George Bird is in the 7th spot. Center fielder batting 267, 15 RBIs, 1 for 3 versus Walters so far this season. George Wright is the shortstop. He's batting in the 8th spot. 255 average, 12 RBIs so far this season. 1 for 6 versus Walters. It's Devin Reeskin. Okay. And then Dick McBride, the pitcher, is in the 9th spot. He's batting 337, 11 RBIs so far this season. He is 2 for 6 versus Walters. On the mound for New York is Ronnie Walters. He is 10-10 in 20 starts with a 1.98 ERA, which is one of the best in all of the National League. He's got a 1.2 whip as well. He is 0 for 1 versus Rockford with a 3.27 ERA against the Forest Citys. Dick McBride is in the is on the mound for Rockford. He is 13-10 in 25 starts with 2 no decisions at a 2.07 ERA with a 1.18 whip. He is 1-0 versus New York with a 1.64 ERA in that game. Welcome in, Zegon. My brain is fried, to be honest. Spend most of my day yesterday fixing someone else's code on a website. Good Lord. Yeah. I might reach out to Grace Tendo, who I was playing sledding game with last night. By the way, happy belated birthday, Grace Tendo. Her birthday was yesterday. It was a really fun time. But yeah, definitely happy belated birthday to her. But I might reach out to her because she uses Mix It Up Bot for everything. She's the one that originally recommended it to me ages ago, which is really cool. I just need to... The ad timer actually isn't overlay related. That's in OBS. But the stream timer is. And I need a way to edit that and I want obviously all my little GIFs. You guys have seen it. All my little GIFs at the top here or over here or down on the bottom, down on the bottom there. All my little chibi GIFs. So, but like all of this, like this timer and all that, that's all baked into the overlay. So I need a way to go in there and be able to edit the overlay from stream to stream without it being super arduous. So I'll probably reach out to her tomorrow. Right. From the Agricultural Society Fairgrounds, it's a 1:05 first pitch start. It is partly cloudy, 67 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, that is around 19 degrees. And we are ready. Just checking the overlay. I don't know if you guys want to see, like, where do you guys think this is best to put, by the way? You think this is best down here in the bottom left, or you think it's up here in the top right? I think top right, because you got the little scoreboard down on the bottom here, the inning by inning on the bottom center. And if I slide this here, it kind of... So I kind of like it again back on the top right for today. It does cut a little bit of the play-by-play box off, but I don't think that's that bad. We're going to stick it there top right. Right, going to lurk, going to try the game bit. Sounds good. Enjoy, Bobby. All right. Hey, Dom, what's good? Speaking of which, we need a first inning sponsor. Let us go with the Danish man himself, sorry. He said football is pain, so is life. Check him out if you haven't already. The wonderful David Nyholm. Shout out to David, by the way. Go check him out. He's an awesome streamer. He's got the A to Z of Football Manager he's doing in his FM26 save. So shout out David. He's just a wonderful human being as well. I fucking love David. A fantastic community member. And he's absolutely right. Football is pain. David Nyholm will sponsor our first inning here today. Here's Dick McBride on the mound. Mike McGarry settling into the batter's box. We are ready to play ball here from the Agricultural Society Fairgrounds in Rockford, Illinois. It's the 10-10 Mutuals at the 14-11 Forest Citys. And we are ready to get underway with this one. Here's the first pitch. That's swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Oh, here's the 0-1. That is off the plate. Here's the 1-1. That's off the plate, 2-1. Why is it doing this again? There we go. Okay, that one was off the plate, 3-1. I think it's F1, but there's a button that like will auto continue all the pitches like that, and it's like my mouth can't move that quick, dude. What the fuck? Right. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Grounded back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and McGarry is retired. That's going to bring up Steve Bellin. Album review is up. Sounds good. I'll catch it in the I'll try to catch it in the half inning. Oh, guys. The other thing is I got 2 line sketches back that I'm just like, oh my God, it looks incredible. I'm really excited to get the one I think is I'm going to get back finalized tomorrow. So I be lurking here. Hope you're doing well, dude. I'm all right. I'm just tired. I'm just really tired. It's been a tiring weekend. Here's the first pitch. That's grounded foul. 0-1. I hope you're well I hope you're well too, Dom. Here's the 0-1. And swung on and missed. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That's high and in, 1-2. The 1-2. That's high, 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch is grounded right in front of the plate. The throw over to first is in time, and Bellin is retired. That's going to bring up catcher Cal McVeigh. Nobody on, 2 outs for McVeigh. Here's the first pitch. And that's high and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that is popped up in foul territory. First baseman's there. He's going to make the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. They went down in order here in Rockford. We go to the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless game. I forgot to write the team names. There we go. All right. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. The ads are here. I can't delay them, and apparently they bugged out. So we're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. We are back. Bottom first here in Rockford. Forest City sitting 3 games above 500 after spending most of the season below that mark. It is Riney Walters on the mound. And the first pitch to Cap Anson incoming. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that one, I think, it's just not called caught the corner according to the umpire. McVeigh not happy with that behind home plate, but it's 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And Anson is lined that right to the first baseman. He's got it. 1 away. Here's George Hall, the left fielder, settling in. First pitch to Hall. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one's going to be at the knees for a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Popped it up. And right behind second, and the shortstop's there to make the grab. That's 2 down. My streamer dashboard just crashed. Hang on. Everybody hang on. Right. This brings up Ross Barnes, second baseman. First pitch to Barnes. And that is off the plate inside, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Off the plate, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's fouled off. It'll be 2-1. I won my 3rd ever. Thank you, Benny. I'm sorry, lost the track of the messages. I'm good. Thank you, Benny. Thank you for asking. You are welcome, Ducky. I won my 3rd ever mystery kit giveaway from my 2nd from a Canadian. They must really love me, Kappa. Hey, I heard they're nice people. They were really nice at the Olympics, some of them when I met. They were fantastic. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that is lined into left, but drifting foul, and it will land there. It goes to 2-2. I actually walked home from San Siro for some of them because they had like a huge radius of the San Siro cut off for the opening ceremonies when I was there. And like the taxi had to drop you off like 6-7 blocks away. And you weren't even allowed to walk into that radius without showing your ticket. Like, it was just nothing but police. And the police would be like, you need your ticket. And I'd be like, oh, shit, okay. And you get up on the phone, and they're like, here. And they're like, okay, go ahead through. And then you're allowed to walk 6-7 blocks to the San Siro. That's how tight security was for the San Siro. But I think that was because all of the heads of state were there at the San Siro, you know? So it was like one of those things where they took the extra precautions everywhere. But then it also meant when the ceremonies were done, taxis couldn't pick you up remotely close to San Siro. And then when I got outside that radius, right, it was just a line of taxis. And, like, everybody was jumping in them. And I'm like, I don't know what's good. There wasn't a queue. Nobody formed a queue. They were just whoosh, jumping in. And I'm just like, this is madness. And, like, all the taxis went, and there were none left. And I'm sitting here like, I have no idea if more are going to come for this spot or what's going. So I just started walking towards the hotel. And then eventually it got so late at night that like taxis weren't even out, and I'm just like, I was looking at it halfway through the walk, and I'm like, well, I've walked 1.5 miles to my hotel. It's 1.5 miles away. I might as well just finish the walk, and then I just walk the rest of the 1.5 miles home. Right. Here's the 2-2. That's inside, 3-2. Full count. Here's the pitch. And that is ripped into center, but right at the center fielder. He takes about 3-4 steps forward. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. They go down in order in the bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second. It's a scoreless ball game. 4, 5, 6 spots due up for New York. Henry Burroughs, the left fielder, will be the first man up. Right. Let's grab that one. Ever Impending Sense of Doom is an awesome variety streamer who plays a sick guitar. He plays Euro Truck. He plays a little bit of Football Manager as well. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Ever Impending Sense of Doom will sponsor our second inning here tonight. Henry Burroughs will settle in. Here's the first pitch from McBride. And that one's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Off the plate away. 1-1. USA, USA. Hi, Bennifer. Hi, Heindo. Heindo, West Ham are down, man. It's over for us. Wasting away another place. And that place is the championship. I believe we're going down. I think that much is pretty clear. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Pumped him up. Right at third base. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab. And Burroughs is retired. It's fine. I'll send you an Aggies kit so you can also become an Aggies fan like Scheme. I have enough football clubs that cause me pain, Heindo. But I also won't turn down another. I also won't turn down another. We're on the way up. There is only one direction sports teams / football teams go, and that is towards heartbreak and pain. Looking at the table, if we can beat Chelsea and 1 or 2 other results go our way, we could make Europe. Looking at the table, if Chelsea can beat Spurs, maybe there's a chance. But if not, it's over. It's over. Preseason friendly in Wales just announced with the sister club. Let's go. By the way, a reminder, you can buy poker chips, and here is the deck. I will shuffle the deck now. That was a terrible shuffle. I'm doing another one. That was awful. There we go. Get your deck out. I will give the deck a cut. You will be enjoying the last ever West Ham Premier League game IRL. Well, do enjoy the game, Val. I'm excited you're going. I just wish it could be for survival. You know what I mean? I was hoping that game could be for survival. Here's the it could be. I think Spurs get a result against Chelsea. What should I be getting a 5-game? Wait. I should be getting a 5-stream streak, a 5-stream watch streak. It should pop for you unless you have multiple tabs open. If Spurs lose 2 in a row and we won, it would be very Tottenham. Yeah. Where did game go? I don't know, bro. Here's the first pitch to Reini Walters. And Walters is late on that one. It's 0-1. It might be 4. You should be able to check whether you're on mobile or desktop. Here's the 0-1. Making pizza dough. Nice. That one I think is in there. Is it not? No, it's off the plate away. 1-1. I'm going for a Chinese. I'll be back soon. Nice. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. That's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He's lined that into right. That's a base hit. And Walters is aboard. Oh, it's an error as well. It's an E9. Error on Lip Pike. And Walters gets the second on the error. It's going to bring up Art Allison, the center fielder. Here's the first pitch to Allison, and that's high and away. And that's ball 1. But no, that's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Didn't look it. Here's the 0-1. Right down the... And then that's the ball. And then that's the ball. What is this umpire calling? It's 1-1. There's the 1-1. That's off the plate away, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Incoming. And that's going to get by the catcher. That's a pass ball. Going to third is Reini Walters, and there's a runner 90 feet away with just 1 out. Here's the 3-1. That's grounded foul. 3-2. Swanky! You'll be back soon, you'll see. Here's the full count. That's fouled. We do it again. The 3-2 is fouled off. Still 3-2. The 3-2 is lined right at the second baseman. He's got it. 2 down. Had to make the Hamilton reference. Not a play that I have seen. But if it's one thing that if it's one thing that's never really interested me, and I mean like zero interest, it's been musicals and plays. I don't know. I never took to them at all. I appreciate them as the art form that they are, and the actors that are in them are incredible. And actresses, you know, all the staff. But yeah, never did get into them. Thank you for the 3-stream watch streak, Swanky. You are 2 streams away from a free chip. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Pabor now, and he's popped it up in foul territory. The third baseman's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they left that man on base. We go to the bottom of the second. It's a scoreless game. It'll be the 4, 5, 6 spots due up for Rockford. Lip Pike is going to lead things off. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more. I'm sorry, not as 90. We're going to take the full 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. We are back. Actually, I'm sorry. I need to check like one thing in Discord super quick. I'm looking at the wrong Discord here. Hold on. Uh, Damn, where the hell's that Discord? Oh, here it is. Uh, so I'm just overlooking something. Okay. Right. We're ready. Here's the first pitch to Pike to start this bottom of the second. And Pike's going to take that inside, ball one. Here's the 1-0. And Pike has grounded this back to second. The throw on to first is in time. And Pike is retired. 4-3 on the put out. And that's going to bring up Doug Allison, the catcher. That's good, Swanky. Thank you for the lurk. Here's the first pitch to Allison. And that is ripped into left. Is that going to stay fair? Will drop for a base hit, and Allison is aboard with a single. You know, I mentioned like I don't really get into musicals or plays, and I think a lot of that just has to do with the fact that like when I was younger, like between the ages of 4 and 10, I played a lot of sports, right? I played football, I played baseball, I tried basketball for a season, I played floor hockey for 2 seasons, like, you know. But my family, my brother, when he was 12, got into an actual like competitive league because the leagues start getting competitive when you're 12, and he was a goalkeeper. And they won the league that year. Penalty shootout, he saved the last pen as well. But the next year up was the travel league. And my parents didn't really have money for the travel league, so we didn't partake in it. And he was kind of done playing sports anyway. Football wasn't even his favorite. He kind of didn't like it. But that's when he started really focusing on school, actually, because he was always a good kid, but he always had to spend a lot of time learning. But whereas I had it a little bit more naturally, it came to me a little bit more naturally. Schoolwork, I mean, just learning. So he focused on school after 12, and it did him well because he went through college and all that stuff. But anyway, I stopped playing sports when I was about 10 or 11. I just told my dad, well, except for football, but I told my dad I really don't want to do all this stuff anymore. And I stayed with football until I got to high school. But I'll cash in on that one year channel sub, if that'll work for you. Is the charity thing today, Stuart? It will work for me. Because I thought you were waiting on the channel. It starts today. You got it. Give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds here. Yes, it'll work for me. It works fine for me. Did you? Yes, I did do your chip, Ducky. You and Raz's chip. Yep. But yes, Stuart, that's fine. Channel is RPG Limit Break. You got it. I will. I'm gonna get it up right now. if this thing would paste. I'm going to mute the tab, and I will handle it after the baseball game, if that is okay. We will handle it after the baseball game. Right. Charity Marathon supporting NAMI, National Association for Mental Illness. Fucking fantastic charity. Because the CS community, like 3 years ago now, National Alliance for Mental Illness, nice. 3 years ago now, they did a charity stream for, they do one every year. They do one for what's the name of the Movember movement? I had to think about that for a second. And I remember a few years ago giving a lot of money to that movement, actually, and that stream. So I love the fact that you chose the mental illness one as well, because I think that's, it's fantastic. Obviously, the Movember movement isn't for mental illness, quite frankly. It's for mental health. A little bit different, but, you know, still. Love the fact that you chose that as the charity stream to support. I'll definitely we'll handle it after the baseball game. Right, here's Joe's start. First pitch to start. When he's tried to bunt it and missed, he's bunted it foul. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And Start swung on and missed. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing. They asked third base. He did not go. And the ball is high. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's way off the plate. 2-2. The 2-2 throw over to first. And the runner is back in time. Here's the throw over to first. The runner is back safely. The 2-2 is inside. The pickoff attempt safe at first. The full count pitch is lined into left center. That's a base hit, and it's going to go to the wall. But the left fielder is going to cut that off. And it is a base hit for Joe Starter. First and second, one out here for Rockford. That's going to bring up George Bird, the center fielder. First pitch to Bird. And that one is taken for a ball. It's 0-1. Or it's 1-0, sorry. Here's the 1-0. And that one is going to be, that is high, ball 2. I'll be open about the fact that 15 years ago this week, I was actively shooting. My best friend talked me down from having a near. Wow. Okay. Well, first off, thank you for the openness. I mean, it's very difficult to talk about those things, you know. And second off, I'm very glad that you are, well, that your best friend did talk you down of it, because fucking we've gotten to communicate a hell of a lot over the last year, and I'm super appreciative of that, Stuart. That's, you know, it's fantastic to know you, and also see all the things that you're into, like chess and the historical society stuff. I think that's fantastic, man. So yeah, that's a serious thing. But I totally get it, Stuart. I totally get it. I'm not willing to be too open about it on stream, but if you want to know, I had an incident, not nearly as close as that, but like about 12 years ago. So if you ever want to know, DM me, I'll tell you the story. I don't want to talk about it on stream, but yeah. I'm happy you are still here and that your friend talked you down of it, and it's been great to get to know you, man. So absolutely, it's fantastic to be able to even support that charity by giving you a gifted sub to the channel. Welcome back, Swanky. Here's the 2-0. That is on the inside corner, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is way off, 3-1. I think we all go through those struggles from time to time, right? Everybody's talked about like life just isn't fucking easy, man. And we all go through some struggle at some point. It's just very important to open up to somebody whenever we do go through that struggle, you know, and build a support network of somebody that we can rely on. Massive hello from Germany, says Skull. Welcome. Guten Tag, my friend. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is ball 4. And Bird's got a base on ball. The bases are loaded with 1 out here. I really enjoyed the game yesterday. What game did you go to again? Here's George Wright, the shortstop. Big opportunity for Rockford. Byron, oh, nice. Here's the first pitch, and he's behind on that one. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Way off the plate away. 1-1. Seen them lift the trophy? Of course they did. Here's the 1-1. And that's line foul. It's 1-2. They just expanded that trophy, too. Here's the 1-2. That's inside, 2-2. Why does these teams not want Spurs relegated? Here's the 2-2. And it's fouled off. 3-2. Or not 3-2. Still 2-2. Here's the 2-2. That's grounded over towards the hole. They go home for first. They get him over at first, safe. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Who was the man that picked it up? McGeary fielded it. McGeary is the shortstop, or the second. So it's an FC 4-2. Wright goes to first. Bird goes to second. Start goes to third, and they've thrown Allison out at home. How was the Union last night? They drew 1-1. And like they got FM'd essentially. Like Columbus's XG was like 0.3. And the Union had like 1.6. And they drew 1-1. So the Union are now 1 win, 4 draws, 9 losses. Here's the first pitch to Dick McBride, the pitcher. He can give himself some run support here. And McBride has lifted that into right center. That is going to be run support. McBride has driven in 2 runs. He will go to second, save at second. And it's a 2 RBI double for Dick McBride. Rockford take the lead. It's 2-1. Going to third is Wright, scoring. From second is Bird, scoring. From third is Start. And it's 2-0 Rockford. Annoying when that happens. We're just crap, man. We're just absolute crap. Here's Cap Anson settling in. He lined out to the first baseman his first at bat. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. He's behind on that one, 1-1. The 1-1. Lined into center, base hit. And Anson gets a single, RBI single. Scoring from third is Wright. Going to third is McBride. And it's 3-0 New York. I'm sorry, 3-0 Rockford. I'm all over the shop today. Here's George Hall. He popped up to the third shortstop his last at bat. This is grounded over to second. They go to first. That's in time, and the side is retired. 3 runs on 4 hits, and they left 2 men on base. We go to the top of the third. Rockford is taking a 3-0 lead. It'll be the 8-9-1 spots due up for New York. It'll be George Ewell to lead things off. But first, new ending, new sponsor. DM Stewart is an awesome speedrunning retro game commentator who commentates the Final Fantasy 1 randomizer and the Final Fantasy 6 Worlds Collide randomizer. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great DM Stewart. Shout out Stewart. Great member of our community. Right. Here's George Ewell settling in. First pitch. Grounded foul. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined into right, and that is just going to land foul. Here's the 0-2. That's inside, 1-2. The 1-2. Check swing. They asked third base. He did not go. 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Popped it up. Catcher's there. He's got it in foul territory, and that will be Ewell retired. I have returned with Chinese food. Oh my God, we have fried noodles. I have a bag of fried noodles in. Oh my God. Oh my God. So yesterday, I did not go to the football yesterday. I was shattered yesterday. And I told my dad, I'm like, I might be too tired. Like, I'm so tired. And my dad was like, I don't really want to go either. So he was like, do you want to go out for lunch instead, right? You have a salt and chili box? Nice. So I was like, sure. So we went to Applebee's, and they have wonton tacos. And it's a fried noodle shell, and then it's like the chicken with the sauce inside the shell. Oh, my Lord. Good heavens. I want to go back and eat that again today. That was so good. I was like, oh, my God. That was divine. That was so good. We've had Tex-Mex. Nice. Here's Pete Donnelly settling in. Never thought we'd have Asimex. What? Oh, Asian Mexican Asimex. Yeah. Well, Asian food in Mexico. Yeah, I got it. I got it. I managed to get it. You didn't, but I did manage to get what you were saying. I don't know. Anyway, here's the first pitch to Donnelly. And that's off the plate away, 1-0. I'm just going to move on before you say something insensitive. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's lined right at the first baseman. He's got it. 2 down. Beepo! Whoop, whoop. Freakman City. What's up, Beepo? Heindo, I'm not giving you... Anyway, here's Wonderwall. Heindo, I'm not... Listen, Heindo, come on now. You know we're not playing that game right now. Now I got to go refund you the points. You drunk bastard. There we go. Completing all redeems. There we go. Tried to redeem my 5-stream streak. Fair enough. Two down here. How you doing, Feepo? Yeah, I know. You're about to win the title. Yep. Although, did you guys win the title? Are you on mobile? Is that why? Yeah, you're on mobile. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Booyah. There it is. There it is. So, Heindo on a 5-stream watch streak. Better of Arsenal than the 115, honestly. I kind of agree. Right, Hindo's on a 5-stream watch streak, which means almost pulled the cord out. Wait, hold on. 222. 2. Ian's got 2. 2. 2. 2 and 2. Okay. Okay. So you're this guy right here. All right, cool. Okay, there we go. Here is your, and you're acquiring another one. Okay. I am almost out of white chips here. So there you go. You have one already. You got one from the stream streak, and you got one from acquiring a chip. You're going down with $1 billion in the bank. Benny Lad, Retro, what's good, man? Good to see you. So there you are. 3 poker chips for you now. 3 white poker chips for you, Hindo. Congratulations. There you go. Going up, going down. How you doing, Retro? This will bring up the top of the order. Mike McGeary grounded out his last at bat. First pitch to McGeary. I'm all right. I'm tired. I've had a busy day. That's fouled off. I did yard work this morning, and then I followed that up with an hour of cardio. So I'm a little bit like, ugh. But aside from that, I am very well. Here's the 0-1. How are you? That's off the plate, 1-1. I did good, though. I did I did 3.56, or was it 3.58? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I did 3.58 miles in an hour. So. And I just turned off the Discord that I needed. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Okay. 3.56. What the hell is a kilometer? US still faster than the Aston Martin 2026 F1 car. Oh my God. So a 5K Hindo is 3.1 miles. And right now I could walk that on a good day. On a good day, I can walk that in about 48 minutes. So that's my pace. Here's the 1-1. That is lined right at the third baseman. He's got it, and the side is retired. They go down in order in the top of the third. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's a 3-0 Rockford game. We're going to take a 3-minute timeout. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Oh, your tire just got in? Nice. Oh, from the game. Yeah, we're down. We're down. But anyway, we're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom third. Russ Barnes to lead things off. He flat out the center his last at bat. First pitch, and it swung on a miss. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's off the plate, 1-1. I'm taking a 3-minute break every half inning to try and push the ads out so that there's none for FM whatsoever. Here's the 1-1. It's grounded over to first. Pitcher's over there to cover. He's got it. One down. We are going to take the dinner break after the baseball. And then go over to FM for the rest of the night. We will probably not finish Season 16 tonight, but we will probably finish Season 16 tomorrow. Here's Lip Pike. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Pike. Check swing, but it's in there anyway. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Our tie, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Check swing. They're going to ask third base. He did not go, says the third base umpire. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He is fly that out into right. Right fielder comes in for it. He's got it. 2 down. That brings up Doug Allison. He singled his first at bat. First pitch. And that one is in there. 0-1. There's the 0-1. Shot into left field. It's going to hang up there for the left fielder. He's got it, and the side is retired. They go down in order in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. It's a 3-0 Rockford game. 2-3-4 spots due up for New York. It'll be Steve Bellin who's going to lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Patwitz is one of the Philippines' best streamers, Apex Legends, F1 manager, football manager. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great Patwitz is going to sponsor our fourth inning here tonight. Top fourth. Steve Bellin grounding out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Bellin. That's grounded foul. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's fouled off again. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. He's popped it up. Shallow left. Shortstop's back. He makes the grab. And Bellin is retired. Here's Cal McVeigh settling in. He popped up to the first baseman his first time up. First pitch to McVeigh. And that is taken right at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. The throw on to first. That's in time. 2 down. That brings up Henry Burroughs. He popped up to the third baseman his first time up. First pitch to Burroughs. And that one is right down broad for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's fouled off. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2. And that's off the plate away. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And that's high. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is popped up right at third base. Right short of third base. Third baseman's there. He's got it. And the side is retired. They go down in order here in the top of the fourth. We're going to go to the bottom of the fourth. It is still a 3-0 Rockford lead. That'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots due up first for the Forest Citys. Joe Start is going to be the first man up. We are going to take ourselves another 3-minute break. We will be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, bottom fourth. Joe starts settling in. 3-0 Rockford. Here's the first pitch to start to lead things off. Start with a single, his first at bat, and that one, a called strike. It's 0-1. That single started the train that eventually led to 3 runs for Rockford, although he himself did not score a run. Oh, no, he did. Sorry. Right, that one is going to be high and tight inside ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one's high, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Grounded over to first, and he will step on the bag himself. That is Joe Start retired. That'll bring up George Bird. What's up, Ian? Welcome in, man. George Bird walked his last at bat. How you doing, Ian? Here's the first pitch. And that one is going to be right at the knees, 0-1. Wait, what? My streak restarted? Doing well. Were you here on Friday? You might have been. Were you here on Friday? Yes. Did you have more than one tab open on Friday? Have you? Yeah, I know. This is why I don't have watch streaks in a lot of streams, is because at any moment, like right now, for example, I have that one actually can get close because that's a rerun. I have Mina, Lulu Hardley, Tiffany, Real Life Luke FM, Kavacom, The Commish, and RPG Limit Break going. So, like, I'm only getting credit for 2 of those watch stream streaks. You know what I mean? Same with now Zig. I'm going to get Zig's stream up. I didn't realize he was live. Yeah, you only get credit for 2 streams at a moment in time. So if you have everything open, you are only going to count as 2 streams. And then if those streams go offline that you're counting in, then yes, it'll move to another stream. But if they don't, and the person that you're not counting in goes offline, then you just lose the streak. Where are these rules? Fake. Twitch changed that like a year ago because they were sick of paying out all the ad money because people would lurk in multiple streams. So, like, you know, advertisers were being told their ads were being delivered to X many people, but really it was only being delivered to Y because those people weren't even watching the streams. They just had the tab up. I think it's bullshit because I would think you would want, if you're Twitch, to turn around and be like, look at all these people that watch, even though it's one person with 10 tabs up. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Here's the 0-1 to George Bird. And he has lined this into right. Is that going to stay fair? No. It just bounces foul. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. How is everyone? Good. A little tired, though. Physically a little tired. Here's the 1-2. How are you, Elena? And that has popped up in foul territory. Down the left field side. And that will be, I believe that is caught. Yes, he makes the grab. And that is another one gone. Here's Riney Volter. Here's George Wright settling in. Wright reached on a fielder's choice his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. And that one's a called strike, 0-1. You're in severe pain. I'm mostly, but right now, mostly, but okay. Otherwise, I guess. I'm sorry you're in pain, Elena. I hope it dissipates soon for you. I'm very sorry to hear that. Good evening. I hope you had a good weekend. It's been okay. The Union drew. West Ham lost. I had too much yard work to do. And I don't even want to get into it. I don't even want to get into the yard work because I'm actually kind of pissed at that. Not the yard work. I knew we had to do it. I'm pissed about the way it went down. But aside from that, I'm all right. I'm good. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's off the plate, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed. It's 1-2. How's your weekend, Spyro? How you doing, man? Well, it probably won't disappear, but it should ease up again at some point, hopefully. You know, just my usual health stuff. Yeah, I figured. I'm sorry you're going through it, though. You know? Here's the 1-2. That's inside 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Why, that's why I said dissipate, not disappear. That's grounded over to first. He'll take it to the bag himself. The side will be retired. They go down in order here in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fourth. Or we go to the top of the fifth, sorry. 3-0 Rockford. Thank you, Benny. Yeah. Definitely. Just, you know, I hope it gets better soon for you. Yeah, all good. Got another day off work tomorrow. Been nice and relaxed a bit. God, I really need to do the same. I get frustrated, really frustrated, because my mother wants to do stuff, and I'm like, cool, I'm willing to do that. I will take the day off work to help you do that. And then every time I go to make those plans, right, and I go to talk to her about it, she wants something else done, and it's just like we were going to go to the Phillies game because they're giving away football-style scarves for the Phillies. And I'm like, great. It's on a Thursday. And I'm like, I'll take the Thursday, Friday off. We can do that. And then she's like, I want to go see my grandkids. I need you to drive to do that. I'm like, great, what day? I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know, don't help me. You know? I need you to know, like, I want to do it this weekend. Or I want to do it on Wednesday. Or I'm going to do it on, you know what I mean? Because she's like, well, I want to go before because my brother spends all the time at the beach during the summer. So he's like, I want to go before they start taking weekends at the beach. And I'm like, okay. She's like, so it'll have to be in May. And I'm like, okay, let me know. And she's like, okay. And then I asked her, I'm like, are we going to see my brother and his kids? You know? And she's like, I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. I want to see them in May. And I'm like, dude, it's the fucking 17th now. Like, you can't, like, I talked to you about it on the 7th. It's the 17th. I'm hoping by now you would have known. Do you know what I mean? So, are the same. I hate not knowing what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm the same way. So then it's like, it's just really annoying because it's your schedule gets sacrificed to their indecision, and that it frustrates me, and I'm never able to not let it frustrate me, because it's like I like somebody. I know I'm not always on time to my own stream. I get that. You know what I mean? I'm usually like 15 to 30 minutes here or there all the time. I understand that, but I like to know this day I'm streaming, this day I'm not streaming, this day we're doing something, this day I'm going to the game, this day I'm going out. You know what I mean? I like to have that schedule set so that I can plan, you know, so that I can look at something and be like, right, I need to do this, this, and this. Like, I'd like to know what day I'm doing the yard work or what day we're all going to do the yard work so that I can say, right, in the morning I'll do this, in the afternoon I'll do this, in the evening I'll do that, or like, you know, I know how to set it up, where I'm going, what to do, how to, you know what I mean? And I can partition my time to complete the task. That's the way I like to be. And then when you meet people, and it's just like, well, I don't know. Well, maybe. Well, I'll think about it. But I don't need a thought. I need a decision. You know what I mean? Like I need somebody to bridge the gap. You know, because if there's no decision, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to do whatever I want to do. You know, I'm going to stream. I'm going to work on a side project. I'm going to, you know, try to learn a language. I'm going to I got to move everything over the Mix It Up bot. You know what I mean? Like, I have stuff that I need to do that I want to do personally, and then whenever somebody needs help, I have no problem doing that, but I hate the indecision part of it, and I'm like, I need you to make a choice, you know? So, destroys me. I have ADHD, and an unorganized chaos sends me anxious and agitated. I don't, at least I've never been diagnosed with it, but it's like, it's the same. I feel the same way. It's like, if I can't plan something, I get really frustrated. Gosh, yeah. Or when asking somebody, what time do we need to be there? When do I have to leave? Soon. Bro, fuck that. Yeah, exactly. But then at the same time, and my dad has gotten a lot better at it over the years. We used to do that with the football games, Elena. And he would come to me on a Wednesday and be like, what time do you want to leave on this weekend for the game? And I said, I don't know, 3:30. He's like, that sounds good. I'll be like, okay. Then he'll come to me on a Tuesday, like literally the next day, and he's like, what time do you want to leave? I was thinking like 3:15. And I'm like, we just agreed 3:30. You know? And then I'll be like, but we can do 3:15. Then he'll come to me on a Friday, he's like, do you want to leave at like 3? No. No, I don't. I want to leave at the time we've already agreed to leave. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've already had this conversation. Why are we rehashing it? You know? That drives me nuts. But he, to his credit, he's gotten much better. Like, we didn't have that conversation until literally Friday this week. He was like, hey, what time do you want to leave for the game? I said, I don't know. He's like, you want to do 3:15 again? I'm like, yeah, let's do 3:15. And then yesterday I canceled on him. I said, yeah, I'm not going to go. I'm too tired. But normally that's what we do now. We decide on a Friday what time we're leaving, and then boom, when Saturday comes, we leave right at that time. And that's great. I love that. But yeah, it could be frustrating. Right. Top fifth, Randy Valters on the mound. Here's the first pitch to Valters, who singled his last at bat. He takes that for a ball. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He swung on a miss. That's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time. 1 away. Same here. I need a schedule. Welcome in, Picks. Yeah, I'm the same way. And if I have to change plans because something runs longer than I thought, then that's one thing. You know what I mean? I don't get frustrated at that because I'm like, right, everything that you do has that potential to run over. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I plan the yard work to take 3 hours and it takes 5, I'm not upset because I eventually get done the yard work, and that's why I put it at the front of the schedule. You know, they put it at the front of the schedule because that's the most important thing that needs to be done that day. So if I say this will take me 3 hours and then it takes me 5, and something at the end of the schedule has to get lopped off and moved to another day, I don't get frustrated at that because I chose the priority of the tasks at the start of the day. You know, I planned the priority of the tasks, which is why I do the yard work in the morning before it's hot, because I'm like, this will get done. My mom will be a bear if it doesn't. And, you know, it prevents my dad from having to do it because he's 76. So I will do the yard work in the morning, you know. And I don't mind if something has to get rescheduled or pushed or canceled or anything, you know, in the second half of the day, because I know I've put the yard work as the highest priority. And if that gets complete, then everything else after that's a bonus. That's the way I look at it. Did you see the late Dallas Eagle? I saw it posted in Biz's Discord where he shotgunned a beer. That was awesome. Here's Art Allison, by the way. He lined out to the second baseman his first at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's grounded over to second. Throw one to first. That's in time. 2 down. Yeah, fair. I do partially get that though, but it depends on the person plans are made with. Like yesterday, I don't ask a friend. I didn't ask a friend if they were still up for watching ESC together. They would have just not said anything and didn't come. So usually, if I ask again, it's because I know the other person likes to just not show up, instead of giving a quick text to cancel. Look at you being an adult, yard work. I always put that off and put off and put off. I live with my parents again because they need help with day-to-day stuff, and my mother is the way that my mother is very emotionally manipulative, in the sense that if you do not do what she wants in the time frame that she wants it done by, she will treat you like utter garbage until it is done, and then when it is done, she will treat you like other garbage for a little bit while for not doing it in the time frame with which she wanted it done. So sometimes after 38 years of that, you kind of just think it's not worth the fight. Do you know what I mean? It's just not worth the fight. It's not worth the arguing. It's not worth any of that. So what agitated me today was that I had all day yesterday to do it. We didn't go to the game. I had all day yesterday to do it. And then she said, I don't want to do it. And then we went out to eat. And then I told her I would like to do a 12-hour stream today, starting at 10. And then she's like, well, I need help in the yard. And I'm like, well, why are we picking Sunday when I told you Saturday morning would be the best time to do this? Why are we picking Sunday, the day that I told you I had something planned that I wanted to do, as the fucking day that we're doing it? Which is why I went live at 2 p.m. instead of fucking 10:30 in the morning. So that's what agitates me. So my ex-wife has someone do the yard work. My friend started a landscape biz, so since I hated it and to help a friend, we use them now. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah, that's the life I live. And I will probably get screamed at when I take a break, because these walls are not very thick, and she likes to eavesdrop all the time. So I will probably get screamed at when I go outside the room as well. Here is Charlie Pabor, which is why I speak a little bit lower, just in case I can get the point out. And I tend to have a microphone right here that allows me to speak a little bit lower, just so I can get the point, and maybe the sound doesn't travel outside this room, because at my normal volume it will. And in fact, one of the streams I did the other week, the hamburger story. Remember we were talking about the hamburgers, and now I said she used to dig she used to dig the spatula into the burger and cut it open to see if it was done, and it let all the juices out. And since I complained I'm the one that cooks all the burgers all the time, she yelled at me for that story. I was like, I don't know what, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is, man. This is Charlie Pabor. He popped up to the third baseman his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's fouled off. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is popped up right at the mound. Pitcher's got it. Side is retired. They go down in order for the third straight inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth here. 3-0 Rockford. 9-1-2 spots due up. It'll be Dick McBride to lead things off for the Forest Citys. Hey, Benny, how we doing? Blog, we're doing good, man. If I haven't told you, because that previous statement can be confusing, part of our divorce settlement, we decided to keep our house. So I'm around for my daughter. Financially, we can't afford separate housing. That's, yeah. Our house mortgage is less than $900 a month. That's nice. So since we have a Cape Cod, I have the entire upstairs. They are downstairs, and we share the kitchen and basement. Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Block, let me know how you're doing. I'll read it when I get back. Right. It's all kicking. It's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off now. Um, it's all kicking off now. My player just got drafted second round, which is why in the EMLB draft, which is wild to me because he was projected fourth, and uh, give me a second. Okay, wow. All right, sorry. So my player just got drafted in the EMLB draft that the commish does. You guys have seen the commish. You might have seen the commish around here. We have to do the contract negotiation for that player with his contracted team or with the team that drafted him. So I don't know if I'm going to have to spend some time tonight. But I'm surprised because the mock draft had him going fourth round. He was only going to do the first 3 rounds on stream, and he went second round. And take a guess, by the way, you baseball fans, take a wild guess what team that drafted him. A wild guess. Like out there in left field guess. And I that's the out there in left field is a big fuck you call it spoiler. We'll put it that way. The Phillies. No, good guess. No, the Montreal Expos. uh, Expos. Let's go. I know. I was like, you know what? To be fair, and I feel bad because that other who has been in here quite a few times as well. Um, he was messaging me like he's like, I really want to draft your player, and he was the next pick, and Montreal took him. No, 100%. Oh, nice. Um, cool. So yeah, Kamish's save. What do you call it? He actually has 36 teams, I think it is, or 34 now. He's expanded to 34, I think. And he has like the Nashville Stars, and he has the Montreal Expos come back, and he's got a few others in there as well, which is really neat. I can't remember if Cleveland has it. Not Cleveland. Of course, Cleveland has a team. They got the Guardians, but Sacramento. Hey, Sundown. Thank you for the follow. Welcome it. There's the GM, by the way. Right away, we're talking about the draft. There's the GM of the Expos. Right. It is bottom fifth here in Rockford, 3-0. Give me a second. I'm trying to go back through the VOD because I was on ad break the moment he got picked, of course, and I'm listening to it in my ear. But yeah. Okay. Right. Bottom fifth. Rockford up 3-0. Dick McBride will start in the batter's box. First pitch about to get underway here. Here it is. And that one's going to be over the plate. No, it's inside. 1-0. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That is lined into right, but foul. 1-2. Here's the 1-2. And that is popped up, flied out into center right there, and he's got it. Cap Anson now selling, and he's 1 for 2. First pitch. Third base. Oh, that's a bad throw. So, grounded over to third. Cap Anson picks up the throw, is off target. And Anson's aboard on an E5. There you go. Third baseman Steve Bellin getting credited with the error. So. Right, let me go back and click. Oh, my God. Okay, there we go. I want to get back to my streamer dashboard here real quick. There we go. Right. So on first base is Anson. That'll bring up George Hall. He's 0 for 2 so far today. And here's the first pitch from Reiny Walters. Oh, and that one's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. I forgot to do the, you said weird, yes. But we're on good terms, so no. So we're doing the best we can for everyone, especially Littlefoot. I think that's the most important thing, right? Is obviously the kid, right? Is the most important thing. And I'm happy to do. And I got your, like, you were right, by the way, Ian, because, like, with the $900 a month mortgage, that's insane. Because when I first moved out here to Lancaster County, which was 2012, right? We're talking like July 2012. It might have been June, actually. No, it was July. It was July 2012. The apartments up towards the city. The studio apartments were going for $550 a month. The one bedrooms were going for about $650 a month. Those were the average prices, right? This is 14 years ago, okay? Now, if you go up towards the city, the average studio is like $900 to $1,100, anywhere around there. And a one bedroom is like $1,300. So it's like almost double in price. So I get it, you know what I mean? But it also helps the kid because you're there all the time, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the most important thing. So I'm not a parent, so I can't obviously say, you know, but all the parents I've ever talked to said the most important person in their life is always their child. So, you know, I understand it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's weird at all. I think it's nice that you're there. So, Block said, doing all right, just focused on the gym and finishing level 1 coaching badges. Let's go, Block. Let's go. Nice, man. Block's doing Football Manager IRL. Next, he'll get his level 1 coaching badge, and he'll be off to Malaysia, where he's going to be there for like 3 years before asking his club to give him a level 2 coaching badge. No, I'm just teasing. How was the game last night, Benny? Great weather. I didn't go, Pix. I was way too physically tired. I don't know what's gotten into me. I really don't know what's gotten into me. I'm having trouble sleeping. And I'm not having trouble falling asleep. I'm having trouble staying asleep. Like last night, I was so tired. I went up at like 10 o'clock, 10:30. I woke up at 1:30 midnight, 2 a.m., 6 a.m., and finally got out of bed at like 9:30 a.m. And I'm just like, I cannot stay asleep for some reason. And every night, almost every night has been like that. I had one night last week where I slept straight through the night. So it just took its toll on me. And yesterday I was just, for some reason, my body just gave up on me. I was so exhausted. And I'm like, I don't feel like driving 70 minutes to stand 2 hours to drive 70 minutes home. So it's going to be hot as balls the next few days. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So. Wow, same here in the UK. We pay £800 for a one-bedroom apartment. £800 converted to US dollars, like, yeah, it's like 1100. Yeah. So, but our 1100 is usually like studio price. The one bedrooms are actually like 1300 and up, which is probably like 900. Around, I would say around £900. Yeah. 900, 950. So, yeah, it is going to be hot. I'm not looking forward to it. I have yard work to do too. We have so much to get done. And I like to do a little bit at a time. I know Ian said he likes to just put off yard work, and I get that. I'm the type, I like to do a little bit at a time. So, like, I put mulch down on half the front. Next weekend, I'll put mulch down on the other half of the front. You know what I mean? I have all these trees and branches that still need cut up in the back. I'll work on them a little bit each day. You know what I mean? And I'm talking like I'm going to do 20 to 30 minutes of that each day. And I'm not going to kill myself doing it. You know what I mean? I'm going to do it for a little bit and get myself closer to the end goal. That's what I like to do it. I don't like putting it off and then doing it all at once. I like to do a little bit each day because it feels way more manageable that way. You know, and then the progress we make is just the progress that we make. You know what I mean? So. We got no more. I don't know if you have another home game picks. We're done until July like 20th or something like that. Pat Rhetoric coming in.
By my own code now.
Let's give Pat a shout out. They do art. They do Deadlock. They do a little bit of everything. Really cool streamer. Really chill guy to talk to. Give him a follow. Pat Rhetoric. Welcome in. He's got the dab emote going. My friend is going to the Miami Portland tonight. Nice. Pat Ray. Welcome in Ray Dawn. Welcome in is it Botan Annie? Sorry. Welcome in Mr. Nuclear Monster. That reminds me, I got to do the stuff for Grace, and I told her I would do it this weekend, and I didn't. And I'm just like, I will definitely do it tomorrow. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for the hydrate. I actually need that. I'm going to refund you the stretch because we are taking breaks literally every middle of the inning. So, like, I have gotten up like 4 times already. So, Pat turned 40 today. Hey! Hold on. Happy birthday, Pat. You turned 40. Here we go. Congratulations, Pat. Happy birthday, man. Welcome in, viewers. Right, for those that don't know, because some of you might be new here, let me do an introduction, shall we? My name's Benakage. You're watching Out of the Park Baseball. We play a lot of different games on the stream. We play Action Timinin', we play Out of the Park Baseball, we play Franchise Hockey Manager, we play NHL 2K, we play Timinin' Squad, we play Pong Ya, which is like an anime-styled golf game. We play NHL 2K6. We play Dead or Alive. We play Football Manager, and that's the main game is Football Manager. We're also doing a Final Fantasy 1 playthrough. So it's a whole variety of games. But a lot of the times we like to chill and talk about life. So we have a lot of we have what we call deep talks or late night bennies sometimes, which is we get into it. You know what I mean? sometimes, which is really nice. I love those late night talks. I actually have 2 highlights on this channel, not clips, but highlights on this channel that are examples of those. And we just like to chill out and have a good time. I think everybody here likes to chill out, just have a good time. So welcome in. In terms of the baseball game, it is the 30th of July in the year 1871. You are watching the very first season of professional baseball in the United States and in the world. And we have a game where the 10-10 New York Mutuals, who are a game and a half back of the National League lead, are playing the 14-11 joint top of the National League, Rockford Forest Citys. These are real-life teams, and all the players you see on here are real-life players who played in the 1871 season. So it's a historical save, going as far back as Out of the Park lets you, which is 1871. Prior to 1871, this league actually did exist as well, but it was amateur. It goes as far back, I want to say, as like 1854 maybe, or 55 even. But in 1871, the league turns professional, and players start getting paid salaries for the very first time. Right. We are in the bottom of the 5th. It is a 3-0 Rockford game. Rockford is batting. Cap Anson is on first base. George Hall is in the batter's box. 0-1 is the count. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That's inside, 1-0. You see the Phillies shut out the Pirates? So good. I did, but that first game of the series was wild. That first game, I thought they were going to lose that first game so much. So did feel kind of it. They had a home run stolen. Yeah. Here's the 1-1. That one is low. 2-1. Fan interference. Yeah. Yeah. That first game of the series, though, was crazy. The one on Friday where they were down like 8-2, I think, and they came back and won. Here's the 2-1. And that's swung on and missed. That's 2-2. Yes, yeah. Yeah, that was a wild game. I did see they win, though. I have a sport. I don't know if you see it, but all the way up at the top here in the top right corner, I have an actual sports score ticker. So you're going to see sports score bot post score updates in the chat, but I have a scrolling ticker of all the action tonight. And that will have Premier League, championship. Well, the championship's over, but it'll have Premier League, NWSL, MLS, MLB, NHL, Canadian Premier League as well will be up there. PWHL, they're still going on. I stole the bot from your channel. Yeah, and I decided to do the scrolling ticker like a few nights ago. So I grabbed that. By the way, Mr. Nuclear Monster, real quick, do you use Mix It Up Bot to stream, or do you use a different software? I don't use that. Pat does. I use Mix It Up. I use Firebot. Okay. Pat, I might reach out to you then, because I have pushed. Oh, okay, gotcha. I have pulled all my commands over from Stream Elements to I put my commands in Mix It Up Bot. I want to get my overlays in Mix It Up Bot. Like, I want to get the alerts, and I want to get this stuff all set up in Mix It Up Bot. Like this and this and this and all the GIFs and the chibis. So like the actual image is I'm gonna replay the alert bot, by the way. Annie, I'll replay the alert. Give me a second. But like all this stuff is like all like the image, the background and everything in this is one image. But then like the GIFs of all the like Kasumi Benekage, Gum, Chun-Li, and Reiko Hinamoto, those are all individual GIFs, and then the timer I actually edit every stream because it's like how long we're going to stream for. So I need something that'll allow me to do that, and obviously Stream Elements might. I'm hoping they don't fold. But obviously there's a good chance that they do, and I'm trying to pull everything out of Stream Elements and into Mix It Up Bot in case they do. Oh, also Pat Rate. You've used mixed up a long time ago. Yeah. Alerts are pretty easy. What about the overlays? What about the actual like overlay like this? Is that doable? You know, with an editable timer, like right there. So, because I'm not 100% sure. Let me replay that alert. Thank you again for the follow, Bot Nanny. Appreciate it. So, right. Timers can be easy. I haven't played around with them too much. Okay, BRB sounds good. Right. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Gracie's, yeah, I know. I didn't want to ask her this weekend because it was her birthday. This is grounded over the second. That's on to first. That's in time, and that's 2 away. Anson will go to second. So 1 runner in scoring position, but 2 outs now. Yeah, I do know she uses it. I was going to ask her as well. I was just like, yesterday would have not been the day to ask her. And yesterday is when I pulled all the commands over. You know what I mean? So you can ask. You can always ask Ryan. He's good with it. I will definitely hit up her Discord, probably her Twitch chat channel, for help. So, but yeah, I was gonna wait till at least after the birthday weekend to do that. Which, by the way, I know. Happy birthday, Pat. Happy birthday, Grace. Happy birthday to both of you. Right. Here's Ross Barnes. He is 0 for 2 so far. First pitch to Barnes. And he's behind on that one, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that one is going to get away from the catcher. Moving to third is going to be Anson. That is a passed ball. And Anson now just 90 feet away. Still 2 outs. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's grounded over the third. The throw on to first is a bad throw. And it's going to be a 2-bagger. The error goes to Steve Bellin. It'll be his second of the game. Scoring will be Cap Anson, and it's 4-0 Rockford. That's going to bring up Lip Pike, the man that they didn't want with players on bases. He leads the league in RBIs and home runs. He is 0 for 2 so far today, though. Here's the first pitch to Pike, and that is taken just on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That is grounded right back to the mound. The throw over to first is in time, and the side is retired. 1 run on no hits, and they left 1 man on base. We go to the top of the 6th. It is a 4-0 Rockford lead. It's going to be the 8-9-1 spots due up for the New York Neutrals. George Ewell will get things led off here in the 6th inning. But first, new inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Bobby FCG Mast is an awesome Dutch streamer. Last playing Gamble with your friends. He's also been playing through the Saints Row franchise. And does do a little bit of the Division 2 as well. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Bobby FCG Mast is going to sponsor our 6th inning here tonight. Dick McBride back on the mound for Rockford. It'll be George Ewell settling into the batter's box. First pitch here to start the 6th. And that is off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And he's behind on that one. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch is fouled off, and Ewell stays alive. It's 1-2 still. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Off the plate away, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He's popped this up into right at the third baseman. Third baseman's got it. 1 down. That is the 12th straight batter that McBride has been able to retire. Pete Donnelly will be the man settling in the shortstop, lined out to first base in his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to him, and that one is going to be taken at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Donnelly. Check swing. They're going to ask third base umpire. He went around, says the third base umpire. So it'll be 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ripped into center. Center fielder is there, and he flubs it. It's going to be an E8. It held up nicely for him to make the catch, but he couldn't get both hands around it. George Bird will be credited with the error. His 15th of the season. And Pete Donnelly will take up first base. That'll bring up the top of the order, and Mike McGarry, who's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to McGarry, and he takes that off the plate, 1-0. Or no, that's going to be called strike. That did not look like it caught the plate. But the umpire gave it. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is lined into left, and that is a fair ball. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. And that will be a double for Mike McGarry. That's going to allow Donnelly to go to third, and there's two runners in scoring position with just one out. Here's Steve Bellin. He's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Bellin, and he looked like he was a little bit ahead of that one. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lined into left. Left fielder coming over. It's over his head. It's a base hit. And it's going to be runs. It's, I believe, a 2 RBI double. Scoring from second is McGarry. Scoring from third is Donnelly. And New York has cut the lead in half. It's 4-2. Here's Cal McVeigh. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to McVeigh, and he takes that high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That is popped up. Second baseman coming in for it. He's got it, 2 down. Here's Henry Burroughs. He's popped up to the third baseman twice. The first pitch to Burroughs is way off the plate. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded over to first. Pitcher coming over there. He makes the play, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they left 1 man on base. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's a 4-2 Rockford lead. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots. 2 up for the Forest Citys. Doug Allison is going to lead things off. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. All right. We're back. Now, chat. In honor of my community created player being drafted, although I think the commish said he had a hard stop, right? It's 5 o'clock. So I think he's got to go. But anyway, in honor of our community created player being drafted in Commish's EMLB universe, I'm going to have the one thing you should never have as a commentator while you commentate, and that's alcohol. Cheers. For those of you that might be put off by alcohol, don't you worry. That's literally going to be the only thing I drink tonight. What are you drinking? That is a White Russian. Is that a that's a great emote, Sundown. Yeah. My mom wanted to try Cutwaters, and I'd never had them because I'm not a big drinker at all. So she got a 4-pack of the espresso martinis and a 4-pack of the White Russians. We had the espresso martinis. She likes them. They're dangerous. Yeah, she likes the espresso martinis. I said I really like espresso martinis. Probably my favorite mixed drink. But the ones from Cutwater, the martini isn't strong enough of flavor. So when you're drinking it, it's just the vodka just dominates the taste. So I don't like them. But then we're literally the exact opposite with the Cutwater or the White Russians. She doesn't like the White Russians, and I normally don't like having a White Russian. But I'm like, you can taste the coffee liqueur really well in the one from Cutwater, and I'm like, so I actually really like that because when I'm sipping it, it doesn't taste as just like pure alcohol. It has like a nice coffee flavor to it. So that is what I'm so we agreed, like, there's one espresso martini left, she's having all them, and then I'm just going to drink the White Russians so they don't go to waste. And so I have one left after this. So, but yeah, I'm not a big drinker at all. Usually, like, literally outside of the Cutwaters, I've had one beer since I got back from Italy. And I got back from Italy 3 months ago. By the way, if you guys are new here, let's go over an announcement real quick, right? Because this will be on the VOD, too. This will be the first time I have it on the VOD as well. When we reach 2,500 followers here on Twitch, which I understand we are still a ways away from, but when we do reach 2,500 followers here on Twitch, we are going to do a subathon. As part of that subathon, hold on. As part of that subathon, if and only if you are comfortable with me having an address I can mail something to, I have souvenir tickets from the Winter Olympic Games. These are the actual physical tickets to the events I went to at the Olympics. So when we do get 2,500 subs, I'm going to do a subathon, and anybody that gives 5 subs can select from this list, or I'll put them on a wheel because of time zone. So anybody that gives 5 subs will go on a wheel, and then I will spin the wheel, and the order that the wheel determines is the order that they will get to pick. I have events such as short track speed skating, ice hockey, including some of these are medal events. Like this short track speed skating, this was the finals for the women's 1,500 and the men's 5,000 relay. I have the ice hockey women's final. I have a bunch of curling preliminary round games, a lot of those. The women's 4x7.5 kilometer cross country relay, that's a medal event. The ice hockey quarterfinal between the U.S. and Italy for the women. Some more curling preliminary round stuff. I have the women's 10,000 kilometer free. That's a medal event. I have the women's second qualification and grand finals for the moguls. I also have the men's first qualifier for the moguls. And then some preliminary round ice hockey games, all for the women. I don't have any of the men ones. Some mixed doubles curling preliminaries, and on top of that, opening ceremonies at the San Siro, which the San Siro is getting torn down at the end of this season. So I have tickets to that. So I'm holding on to them, and we will do them. We will do them for the subathon. But yeah, and we're going to do the subathon when I reach 2,500, which I couldn't tell you how far away I am, nor do I want to know right now. Yeah. Right, bottom sixth. It is Doug Allison to lead things off for Rockford. He is 1 for 2 in this game. First pitch to Allison. And that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. It has the seat number I sat in as well. So, like, when you get the ticket, it has the section I was in, the row I was in, and the seat I was in. And it also has, like, it has specifically the event name in English and Italian. And if it's a team event, it has which teams were playing, like which countries were playing. And it also has the stadium that the event took place in and the date and the time. Here's the 0-1. He swung on a pitch way off the plate. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. Still 0-2. Here's the 0-2. And that one's high and away. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch is lined right at the shortstop. He's got it. And that's 1 away. I wanted to see if Kamish was rated. Kamish is not rated out yet. I'm surprised because he said he had a hard stop. Right. Very cool. Yeah, it's cool spot. Yeah, I think so. I like little tokens and souvenirs like that. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. It'll be Joe start selling, and he's also 1 for 2. Here's the first pitch. As high 1-0. And yes, I will ship them internationally as well if need be. I don't mind that. Here's the 1-0. He swung on a miss. That's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's off the plate. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that is going to catch the outside corner. 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is in time. 2 down. They said the two worst things you can have as a commentator, well, really the 3 worst things you can have as a commentator. 1 is dairy. 2 is alcohol. And 3 is coffee. And here's a drink that has all 3 of them in. That'll bring up George Bird. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Here's the first pitch to Bird. And he has flied that out into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it lands foul. And we will do it again at 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded back to short. The throw on to first is in time. and the side is retired. They go down in order here in the bottom of the 6th. We move to the top of the 7th. It's a 4-2 Rockford game. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 spots due up. Riney Walters, the pitcher, is going to be the first man up. But before we get to that, new inning means new sponsor. Why did it do that to me? Why did it do that to me? Okay. FMG&G is an awesome Irish football manager streamer. Give him a follow if you have, if you like football manager content. G&G Got No Game is our sponsor for our 7th inning here tonight. Riney Walters is in the batter's box. He is 1 for 2 so far today. And here's the first pitch to him. And that is taken high and away for ball 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's high again, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he's lined that right at the second baseman. He's got it, 1 away. It's going to bring up Art Allison. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Allison. Off the plate, away. Oh, no, that's going to catch the corner. 0-1. There's the 0-1. That is going to be taken high for a ball, 1-1. And by the way, if you guys are actually concerned with that, I will never drink to get. I never drink to get drunk. I don't like being drunk. I think it's an awful feeling. I think it's stupid to wreck yourself and then wake up the next day feeling like absolute crap. And that White Russian that I have is probably going to be nursed over the course of 2 hours. So I will not be intoxicated. Trust me. Here's the 1-1. And that one's going to be off the plate, 2-1. I've had like 2 drinks in the last 7 months. I'm the same way. I average like maybe a drink every 6 weeks. You know, obviously this is the exception because we bought this to try, and I'm the only one that likes it. So now it's like, well, I'm going to be the only one to drink it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not like over the moon in love with it, so I'm going to drink them. They're going to, and then probably never have them again. But yeah, I'm the same way. Like I said, I've had, outside of this 4-pack, I've had 1 beer since I got back from Italy. And I landed from Italy, I think it was the 25th of February is when I landed. So literally outside of this 4-pack of White Russians, I've had 1 beer in 3 months. So I'm the same way. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's grounded foul. Now, my other half, she'll drink alcohol like a fish. But she's a lot younger than me. She clubs. She hasn't really gone clubbing in a long time, actually. It's been like over a year since she went clubbing. But she's the type to go clubbing and like she'll drink an insane amount of alcohol in a night. And she will drink to get drunk. But I kind of let it go. Like well, first off, I would never berate her for that. She does whatever she wants to do. It's her life. Do you know what I mean? But also, like, she's of the age where that's way more common. You know what I mean? Way more common. So I'm just like, listen, I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. You want to go out and have a good time? You go out and have a good time. Here's the 2-2. Oh, he swung on and missed, and he struck him out. 2 down. That's going to bring up Charlie Pabor. Pabor 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Pabor. And that's high and in for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that one's going to catch the corner. It's 1-1. That's why I really like the stream I found with Gemini and Fox, which is art streamers. because they have an age gap in their relationship, and it's just like I am so happy there's somebody I can talk to about it that has experience about it, because it's been a challenge, but it's been a fun one, you know. Here's the 1-1. Now he swung on that one. It's 1-2. That one was way low, almost in the dirt. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded over to third. The throw on to first is a bad throw, and that's going to be a two-bagger. Third baseman Cap Anson getting credited with the error. Pabor goes to second on the E5. And the inning will continue for now as George Ewell settles in. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Ewell. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's off the plate. 2-0. It is just nice being able to talk to somebody about that who has experience with it, because before I found them, which I've only found them within the last month, but before I found them, it has definitely felt like a lot of the times we are on an island together, and it's been very difficult. It's been very difficult. So, you know, not with each other. The difficulty's never with each other. It's always with other people. You know, her friends, her parents, my parents. It's been very, very difficult. So, to find others who have gone through that same struggle and that you can talk things out to, you know what I mean? And have conversations that maybe you can't really have with anybody else. It's really, really, God, it's felt a lot like the weight's lifted off the shoulders a little bit when you find somebody else who's going through the same experiences. Here's the 2-0. And that one's in there, 2-1. I will say that. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's in there, 2-2. I mean, we've been going literally in 2 days. It'll be 6 years. So we've been going a while. So here's the 2-2. And that's a grounded foul down the third base side. We're not celebrating till the end of the month, but yeah, it's going to be 6 years in 2 days. This is crazy to me. Crazy it's been 6 years already. Here's the 2-2. That's lined foul. No, that's fair. That's fair. It's a fair ball. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And it's cut off from there. It's really good fielding to limit it to just a single. But it is a single. Ewell on first. Pabor on third. And that'll bring up Pete Donnelly, who's 0 for 2. First pitch to Donnelly. He's going to take that for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's ripped into left. Is that going to stay up there for the left fielder? He's got it. And they get out of the jam. The side is retired. No runs on one hit. They leave two aboard. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It is 4-2 Rockford. As always, we are going to we're going to step away. It is time to enjoy the time-honored tradition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoy. We'll be back in 2. You heard the man. Play ball is what we're going to do. Bottom seventh now in Rockford. 4-2 for the Forest Citys, leading at home here. Trying to go 15-11, putting together an impressive winning streak. New York trying to find some footing, stay in this National League pennant race. Rockford could take sole possession of the National League pennant race by a half game should they win. It'll be the first change in the leader of the National League in over 2 months should they do so as we get ready to head into August in this season, which is right around the corner. It'll be George Wright settling in. He is 0 for 2. It's the 8-9-1 spots for Rockford here. Here's the first pitch to Wright. And Wright's grounded that over the short. Throw one to first. That's in time. 1 pitch, 1 out this inning as Wright is retired. That'll bring up pitcher Dick McBride. I lost the audio, so we got to go box score and then back to get the audio. McBride is 1 for 2. He had the 2 RBI double back in the second. First pitch. And that's just going to catch the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is lined into left. Base hit. That'll sink for a base hit. McBride's aboard. And there's 1 on, 1 out for Rockford here in the 7th. That'll bring up Cap Anson. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Anson. That's high, ball 1. The speed is not there at first. Here's the 1-0. That's lined back up the center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Anson's aboard. First and second now with just 1 out for Rockford. Here's George Hall. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Hall. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away. That's going to get by the catcher. Free bag for everyone. Giving them out like Cracker Jacks. That's a pass ball. Second and third. Now with just 1 out. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is ripped into right. Base hit, and it's runs. Scoring from third is McBride. Anson will go to third. And George Hall has got an RBI single. 5-2 Rockford. Here's Ross Barnes. He's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Barnes. He's going to take that right down Broad Street. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And that's ripped into left center. That is going to be a base hit. It's off the wall. And this will be runs. Barnes into second with an RBI. Going to third will be Hall. And scoring from third is going to be Cap Anson. 6-2 Rockford. And it's going to bring up Lip Pike. Runners on the corner. Second and third. With 1 out still. First pitch to Pike. And that is going to be high for a ball. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That is fouled. 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that is going to be fouled into left. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 pitch coming. And it's popped up right behind home plate. Catcher's there. He will make the grab. That's 2 down. That's going to bring up Doug Allison. He's 1 for 3 today. First pitch to Allison is grounded over to first. Pitcher coming over to cover. He's got it in time, and the side is retired. 2 runs on 4 hits, and they left 2 men on base. We go to the top of the 8th. It's a 6-2 Rockford lead. It will be it'll be the top of the order, 2 up for New York. Mike McGarry will be the first man up. Before that, new inning, new sponsor. Dom is an awesome, talented multi-streamer. He's been doing some Fortnite, some Minecraft, some Football Manager. Give him a follow if you haven't already. He's also a Brit who has fallen in love with ice hockey, and he's a big Buffalo Sabres fan. Go Sabres. I'm on the Sabres or bus train this NHL postseason. Not going to lie. So, they won last night 8-3. So, they will play Game 7 tomorrow night. But, yeah, go check them out if you haven't already. The great Dom F. Smith will sponsor our 8th inning here tonight. Mike McGarry's in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch to McGarry to lead things off here in the 8th. And he has grounded that back to short. And the shortstop has fumbled it. I did not mean to do that. So it's an E6. Shortstop George Wright getting credited with the error. It is the... Now, hold on. I have 4 errors. I thought there were 4 errors for Rockford. So let's go box score. Who does not have the error? So I have Anson and Pike. And that one is on Bird. So Anson and Pike. So the one on Wright didn't count. They counted that as a single, I guess, right? Is that what they did? Is that a single for Mike McGarry? McGarry, they have 2. They counted that as a single. That looked like an error too. I don't know how that counts as a single. I don't know why that's even scored as a single. That looked like an error to me. Right. But McGarry's aboard. He's Steve Bellin. He's 1 for 3. First pitch is going to be in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Bellin is 1 for 3 with the pair of RBIs. Here's the 0-1. That is going to be just off the plate inside. 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. It's 1-2. The 1-2 is taken. Is that high? That looked like. Where did that miss? It's 2-2. The 2-2 is fouled off. Still 2-2. The throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. The 2-2 is fouled off. Still 2-2. The 2-2 fouled off again. It's still 2-2. The throw over to first. Runner's back safely. 2-2 is fouled into the seats. Bellin staying alive. The 9th pitch of the at-bat is taken for a ball, and the count's full 3-2. The payoff pitch. Ball 4. And Bellin has drawn a 10-pitch walk. That'll bring up Cal McVeigh. 2-1, nobody out for McVeigh, who is 0 for 3 today. First pitch to McVeigh, that's fouled off, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined right at, that's fouled. 0-2. Thought the third baseman was going to get over there. He did not. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Off the plate still, 2-2. The throw over to second. Did they get him? He's safe. Here's the 2-2. And that's lined into right. Is that going to drop? It is. Base hit. And the bases are loaded for New York. The tying run is now at the plate. And this is Henry Burroughs. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Burroughs is inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that's taken for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That's fouled off. Still 1-2. Or now 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And that's grounded back to the mound. Does he go home? They do. He's got the fun at home. Over to first. He's safe at first. So it's a fielder's choice, 1-2. Going to second is McVeigh. Going to third is Bellin. And McGarry is thrown out at home. 1 down. It's going to bring up Rainy Volters. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Volters, and he's grounded that back to first. The throw over to first. Infield single. He's safe. The pitcher did not go over in time, and it is an RBI single for Volters. It's 6-3. Going to second is Burroughs. Going to third is McVeigh. Scoring is Bellin from third. The bases are loaded. Still only 1 out. Here's Art Allison, the center fielder. He's 0 for 3. First pitch, and that is taken for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Off the plate, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, inside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And he's plunked him. He's hit him. It's an RBI hit by the pitch. And so Allison goes to first. Volters goes to second. Burroughs goes to third. McVeigh comes home for free. It's 6-4. Here's Charlie Pabor, the right fielder. He's 0 for 3. First pitch to Pabor. And that's taken, I think for a ball it is, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That is low in the dirt, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That's right down broad, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that one is high, 3-1. Bases loaded, 1 out, hitters count. Here's the pitch. That's popped up right behind third. And the infield fly rule is called. Infield fly rule has been invoked, and the catch is made. And that is 2 down. Brings up George Ewell. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Ewell. And Ewell's fouled that off. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And Ewell's behind on that one. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Popped up right at third. Third baseman's got it, and they limit the damage as the side is retired. 1 run on 3 hits, and they left the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 6-3 Rockford game. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 spots due up for Rockford. Joe Stark will be the first man up. We're going to take a 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes' time. Right, welcome back. Bottom eighth. Joe Start selling it. God damn it. The perspiration from my glass just got on my scorecard. Thankfully, I mean, it's right where I need to write, too. It's literally right where the pitch count is. God damn it. God damn it. Benny, you moron. Literally right at the pitch count. God damn it. God damn it. And he's the current one on the mound as well. It's not the other half inning as well. God damn it. I have to wait till it dry. Like, I'm going to move past, but I'll have to just, like, move past and wait till it dries and fill it in later. Here's Joe Start settling in. First pitch to Start. And he has ripped that right back center. First pitch. And Joe Start is aboard with a single to lead off the eighth. That'll bring up George Bird. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. First pitch to Bird. And swung on and missed. That's also going to get by the catcher. So that's a passed ball. And Start goes to second. Here's the 0-1 to Bird. Off the plate, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's high, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. And that is popped up in center. Center fielder's there. He's got it. One away. That'll bring up George Wright. First pitch to Wright. He's 0 for 3 so far today, and he's swung on a pitch right down broad. That's fading out towards right, but the right fielder's there. He's got it, and that's 2 down now. That's going to bring up Dick McBride. The music was still playing. Yeah, sorry. I just realized that. Sorry. I usually let the music play out, and I forgot to turn Vivaldi audio back off on the scene from the 7th inning. That's the second time this season I've done this. Sorry. I usually, when I come back in, like after the 7th inning stretch, I usually turn Vivaldi audio on this scene back off. That way it's only on the BRB screen. And I totally forgot to do that this time. And like I said, that's the second time this season I've done that. My bad. My bad. The song's over now anyway, but usually instead of like pausing, rewinding, I just let the song play out and I just click replay during all the half innings. My bad. My bad. It just makes it easier because then it just plays in my ear anyway, right? It's Unreal Tournament soundtrack. I like that music anyway. Yeah, sorry. My apologies. Right. It's thankfully not going to be on the VOD, so if anyone catches it on the VOD, it's not going to matter on the VOD. Here's Dick McBride settling in. Runner on second, 2 down. First pitch to McBride. And that is in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Right, I'm off the bed. See you soon. Have a good stream. Thank you, Spyro. Take care, man. I'll give you a shout out as soon as I can, my man. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that is lined into right. Base hit. Stopping at third will be Start. And it is runners on the corners with 2 outs. Cap Anson now settling in. He's 2 for 4 today. First pitch to Anson. High, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that one's taken at the knees, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And Anson's behind on that one, a 1-2. The 1-2. And Anson's popped it up. Right at first base. First baseman's over. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits, and they left both men on base. We go to the top of the 9th. 6-4 Rockford. Just realized I made an error here on my scorecard. Hang on. It'll be the 9-1-2 spots due up for New York. Pete Donnelly set to lead things off. But first, new ending means new sponsor. Heindo is an awesome Scottish streamer, streaming Russian fishing for Football Manager and GTA 5 RP. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The Great Heindo will sponsor our 9th inning here tonight. Pete Donnelly settles in. Are we going to get a sub? No, they are going to put Donnelly back out there. McBride on the mound. 3 outs away from closing out another win for Rockford on this really good run they've put together. Here's the first pitch. And that is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And that is popped up into left. Left fielder's there. He makes the grab, 1 away. That'll bring up Mike McGeary, who is 2 for 4 so far today. No, it's a substitution. You know, things would be a lot easier if I could actually write properly. You know? Subbed 9th 4-1. Harry Berthrong will settle in as a pinch hitter. So McGeary's day is done. He will finish 2 for 4. Berthrong batting 200 so far this season with 2 RBIs. First pitch to Berthrong. And that's off the plate away, 1-0. He's 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter so far this season. Here's the 1-0 to Berthrong. And that one is going to be called away, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that's fouled off, 2-1 now. But 2-1. Good night, all. Got to be up early. Good night, Ducky. Thank you for being here, bro. This is popped up to the shortstop. He's got it, and that's 2 down. Take care. Have a great night's sleep, Ducky. Have a great start to your week tomorrow, man. Thanks again for being here. That's going to bring up Steve Bellin. Bellin is 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 RBIs. First pitch to Bellin. And he's fouled it off into the backstop. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. The 1-1 is popped up to the shortstop. He makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Rockford have managed to put away a pesky New York Mutual side, hanging on to a big lead off the back of a good second inning performance. The final score here from Rockford, Illinois, the New York Mutuals 4, the Rockford Forest Citys 6. It's now time for our postgame show. Post-game show sponsored by Swanky Pants. Swanky Pants is an awesome Call of Duty, Fortnite, Rocket League, Fall Guys, and Football Manager streamer. Give them a follow if you haven't already. Swanky Pants will sponsor our post-game show here tonight. As always, we go through the batting lineups to give you the batting statistics. Is what we're going to do. And we are going to do that now. We'll start with the visiting New York Mutuals. Mike McGeary, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 run. Steve Bellin finishes with 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit, he had 1 run, he had 2 RBIs, and he had a base on balls, and that hit was a double. By the way, Mike McGeary had a double as well. He also had 2 fielding errors. Did Bellin? At least I think he had 2. He had the only fielding errors for New York, actually. Cal McVeigh had 4 at bats. He had 1 hit. He scored 1 run. Henry Burroughs had 4 hits. He did not have he had 4 at bats. He did not have a hit. Rainey Walters had 4 at bats, 2 hits, 1 RBI. Art Allison had 3 at bats. He had 1 RBI. He had 1 strikeout. He had no hits. The RBI came when he was hit by the pitch. Charlie Pabor. Pabor has 4 at bats, no hits. George Ewell had 4 at bats, 1 hit. Pete Donnelly had 4 at bats, no hits, 1 run. And let me make sure I got the runs. Did I get all the runs? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. And Harry Berthrong had 1 at bat, no hits. Total at bats for the New York Mutuals: 4 and 4 is 8, and 4 is 12, and 4 is 16, and 4 is 20, and 3 is 23. 4 is 27, 4 is 31, and 4 is 35, and 1 is 36 at-bats. Runs for hits, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 I got. Doubles, 2. No triples, no home runs. 1 base on balls. 1 strikeout. No stolen bases. No sacrifices. 4 RBIs, 2 fielding errors. We'll come back to the pitching statistics in a moment. For the hometown Rockford Forest Citys, Cap Anson had 5 at-bats, 2 hits, scored 2 runs, had an RBI as well, and a fielding error. George Hall had 4 at-bats, 1 hit, and an RBI. Ross Barnes had 4 at-bats, 1 hit. It was a double. It was an RBI. Lip Pike had 4 at-bats, no hits, and 1 error. Doug Allison had 4 at-bats, 1 hit. Joe Start had 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 run. George Bird had 3 at-bats, no hits, 1 base on balls, 1 fielding error, 1 run. George Wright had 4 at-bats, no hits, 1 run. And Dick McBride, who was the player of the game, had 4 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 double, 2 RBIs, and scored a run. Final batting statistics for the Rockford Forest Citys: 5 and 4 is 9, and 4 is 13, and 4 is 17, and 4 is 21, 4 is 25, and 3 is 28, and 4 is 32, and 4 is 36. So even in the number of at-bats. Runs, 6. Hits, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. Doubles, 2. Triples, none. Home runs, none. Base on balls, 1. No strikeouts, no stolen bases, no sacrifices. 5 RBIs, beg your pardon, and 3 fielding errors. Your pitching statistics now. Rainey Walters will be credited with the loss. He pitches 8 innings. I have his pitch count at 113. Zig with the raid. Welcome in, Zig. Why did the full alert not play? I had to replay that because the audio, I got the ping audio and I didn't get the video audio.
I owe allegiance to no entity. I intend to live by my own code now.
Take off every Zig. Nice. Welcome in, Zig. How is your stream? I got to go close your tab, my man. I have to go close your tab. Where are you? There you are. Raz Rated Lou. I got to go close his tab as well. Right. How was stream? Right. Rainy Walters gets credited with the loss. It's funny. KJ couldn't make it, sadly. That's a shame. 8 innings pitched, 113 is the pitch count. Base on balls 1, strikeouts none, hits 10, runs 6, earned 5. He will drop to 10 and 11 on the season. And David hopped off early, wasn't feeling it. I get it. Dick McBride will be credited with the win. 9 innings pitched, pitch count 137. He hit a base on balls. He had a strikeout. He gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, earned 3. And McBride will improve to 14 and 9 on the season. Official match attendance 1,549. Official match time 2 hour and 24 minutes. Right, we're immediately going to save the game. How about them Jays? What's up, Roller? Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. But I am top of the league in Egypt. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to advance one day to the 31st. Start the trading deadline day. Oh, it is trade deadline day in the majors. Benny, you have to see this player I have. Send him on over. Actually, wait. This is 1871. It is. It is 1871. What is that emote? Is that like a? Oh, it's a juice. I thought it was a batter holding a bat. It's a juice box with a beard, arguing. Nice. Let's see this player you've got. Oh my god, 19? What the? Oh my god. What a monster of a player. You got to play him as an inverted winger if you play him on the left, though, because he's not got the left foot for it. So you got to play him inverted. But if you play him on the right, his crossing's 13. God damn. His crossing's 13. His flair is 17. And his determination is 20. And he's got 14 technique. What's his dribbling? 15. Oh my god. Oh my god. What a play. Yeah, that's insane. That's awesome. Right, let's go over the I'm going to save the game real quick. And then we're going to start the trading deadline day. Trade deadline day is started every 4 minutes. Teams will evaluate the trades offers proposed to them. Can I not Birdsall is on the trade block. So is Steve King. I don't really want any of these players. So can I advance? Continue trading deadline day. Continue trading deadline day. Continue trading deadline. You get 8 4-minute sessions. So we have to continue a few times. This is 1871. I don't feel like making a trade. I'm quite happy with the team I have. Continue trading day. The trading deadline is now passed. So we're good. We're good. Did that? No, the game is still good to go. Okay. When's your next hockey match? That's a good question. I just haven't been feeling playing NHL right now. So no business in the transfer window? Nah, Stuart. Not in 1871. I haven't been feeling playing NHL. I just don't feel like playing it. And I think I'm half debating restarting it, Roller. I probably will pull my chat because the franchise mode is actually not what that mod is built for. That mod is just built for exhibition games. And part of me looked at the free agent list, and like the free agent list is loaded with all the players from like 2006 that retired or have since been retired. So like Jerome McGinley's in there, Ilya Kovalchuk is in there. Do you know what I mean? Like Alexander Semin's in there, and like all these really good rated players are in there, like 90 or above, 85 or above. And I'm looking at it going, well, first off, their jerseys are going to be bugged in the game. They're not going to work. So if they're on the ice, they're going to be visually glitching. And then secondly, like, what's going to stop a CPU team from just going into the free agency and picking up one of those players on free agents? And then I'm going to have these teams that are like a mix of modern day and 2006 players. And half of and again, the 2006 players are going to be bugged. So it's like, I don't know if continuing the franchise mode is the right call, or do we just reboot it and go back to the 2006 rosters and just say, right, let's just play from '06. Do you know what I mean? Like from the '05-06 season and just start there. And instead of playing the modded version, we just play the ROM. We just play the original game. And I'm thinking that might be an option, you know? So I choose Masingo as my team captain. So that's like, I haven't figured out I don't know what the solution is. So I'm thinking what I could do, what I might do, is start a franchise mode myself, right? Just myself, and sim it and see what the CPU does. Do you know what I mean? And if they do go into free agency, then I know we've got to abandon the NHL save and start over. And if they don't, then it might work out. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's a lot of what ifs. So I'm gonna have to test that offline though. Right. Let's talk about the standings and our next game, and then let's go eat some dinner because it's 6 o'clock here, and I haven't eaten all day. So the win puts Rockford a half game ahead of Chicago, but they have played 7 less than Chicago. So, or is that 9 less than Chicago, actually? So Chicago has really, the world is their oyster as the rest of the divisions beat up on each other. New York will drop to 10-11. They are now 2 games back of the National League pennant race. But technically, yes, Rockford is top at 15-11 by a half game. Chicago is yet to play as many, though. Rockford only have 6 games left in a regular season. Chicago right now has 15. In the American League, nothing has changed. Boston's still top. Cleveland within a game and a half. Philadelphia is now 2.5 back. Washington 5.5 back. There's no E next to Troy's name, but they are gone. They are eliminated from playoff contention. So the next game for us will be Washington at Chicago. Chicago wins that game. They will rejoin Rockford at the top of the National League. Washington win that game. They will shunt Chicago back 1 full game of the Forest Cities. And they will pull themselves to 10-13, which will put them 5 games behind Boston. So Washington trying to stay alive in the pennant race. And this is also the final game in July, which means the next game will be August 1st. So we have 1 game left in July, and then we're into August, of which there are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 games in August we need to cover. So that's where we're at right now. But that is going to do it from us. Right. If you're watching on YouTube, this is the end of the recording. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next one. Until then, take care.